Alright, so I've got I'm just gonna do a quick team preview before I jump into the battle. It was recommended a little while ago that I make longer videos as opposed to just like putting up like doing like a session then splitting it up into like 5 different videos, each like 1 or 2 battles long. So I'm gonna do that. These are all replay battles as opposed to live. I'm not really sure what people prefer. I'm just doing replays because I was just playing for fun and I got some fun battles, so thought I'd put up the replays. I don't know if people prefer live anyway. I'm not really sure. Like live, you can get more of like you get more into like what the player is thinking and their thought process. Replays, I feel, are a bit more clean. You can explain things a bit better. You can go over things a bit more. You don't have to wait for the moves. So I'm not sure. Regardless, I'm gonna go over my team. It's Gengar, Zoroark, Keldeo, Hyper Offense is basically what it is. It's a really fun team. It's a really weird team. Like we've got like Tank, Chomp, and Spidef Key, and then like 4 insanely powerful like offensive threats just in the back. So it's kind of fun. It's really fun actually. The thing with Zoroark is like a lot of times people have to like if you have a Zoroark and if you have a Pokemon weak to Zoroark, just any one of its moves, a lot of times you just have to play safe by assuming at all times that what they have out is Zoroark. So a lot of times you just have to assume it's Zoroark. But the thing with Hyper Offense is they can't really just be safe. Like if you assume Gengar is Zoroark, and you switch accordingly, that's not being safe. That's not really the safest option, because it could be Gengar, it could be Zoroark, and both are so powerful that it's a 50-50 whether, well, not really a 50-50, but like it's kind of a 50-50 whether what could either something takes a lot of damage or you bring in the correct counter. So it's really fun to use. It's really fun to disguise as Keldeo and bait the Lotties. It's really fun to disguise as Scizor and bait the Heatrans, the Magnezones, because you beat all of those. So basically everything that a lot of things that you can beat with Zoroark are counters to other Pokemon on my team. Again, Ferrothorn, Heatran, Starmie, actually, Lottie, a lot of these Pokemon, oh, and Bishop and Tyranitar are actually very worth mentioning, Bishop and Tyranitar. So a lot of those Pokemon are counters to other Pokemon on my team. So you just have to you look at the team preview and whatever's the scary, whatever you want to bait basically is how you're going to set up your Zoroark and your last Pokemon. So it's really fun. You should never lead with Zoroark, worth mentioning, because first of all, it's a predictable thing. A lot of people use like Scarf Zoroark and they lead with Zoroark and U-turn, and you're like, oh, wait, Klefki used U-turn. I wonder what that is. Like it gives away the illusion. So you want to save your illusion. If anyone is for the people who do watch this, anyone who's kind of anyone who's kind of new or anyone who kind of wants to get more practice with a different playstyle, this is a really good team to practice double switching and baiting. It's really good for people who want to practice that, because those are skills that aren't really seen on very many other playstyles. It's a very good on Hyper Offense, because it's basically required. But like if you're using a stall team or even a balanced team, bulky offense you do kind of have to. But like if you're using any one of those playstyles, there's usually a safer option that you can pick. But with Hyper Offense, the safer option isn't always the best option, and the safer option isn't always the safest option. So if you go for the safe option, as opposed to making the risky play, you can lose, because a lot of times you need to make the risky play to win the game. If any of that makes sense. But basically, like, it's really fun just to see like how many times you can like cheat Zoroark in without breaking illusion and have your opponent think that it's not Zoroark. It's really fun. It's kind of like it's almost a game in itself just to try to cheat Zoroark in. Again, I'd recommend trying out this team because it's actually really fun. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'll just go over the Pokemon. Again, Knockoff is just the best move on it. Sucker Punch, because you outspeed a lot of things. You can Sucker Punch like a Starmie, you can Sucker Punch like an Excadrill, you can Sucker Punch a lot of things, it's really good. Low Kick for Heatran, Bishop, Tyranitar, Flamethrower for Ferrothorn, and Scissor, because, you know, depending on what you have in, they might not go for Bullet Punch. It's worth mentioning you pretty much die, because we're minus defense. I'll go over the other Pokemon. So the other part of these three kind of form our offensive core, and first part is Gengar, and I'm using Life Orb Gengar. I've used pretty much every Gengar set in the past. Like I've used Sub Disable, which used to be one of my favorite sets. I've used Focus Punch. I've used Assault Vest. No, I've used a lot of Gengar sets, but like Life Orb Gengar is it's so insanely powerful. Like I made a video a little while ago about the idea for Scarf Gengar, but just the pure power that you get from just this one Pokemon is just insane. Like there's no such thing as a switch in to Life Orb Gengar. Like Chansey gets taunted and then you pretty much beat it one-on-one. Heatran does not come in on a Focus Blast, neither does Ferrothorn. Like again, these are all assuming you make ideal plays. What's it called? Bishop, Tyranitar don't come in on Focus Blasts. Taunt is a bit of a toss-up between Substitute, because Substitute, if you run Sub and, you know, like if you run Sub and it's on a Hyper Offense team, Sub lets you kind of deal with Sucker Punch users a bit better. It lets you scout for Pursuit. You know, I personally like using Sub on Gengar. It's honestly like my favorite move to use on Gengar in terms of support moves is Substitute, just because there's so many things you sub on. There's so many things that like you force switches on. But Substitute Life Orb it's a combination that I'm not the hugest fan on unless you're running like Pain Split Gengar, which I mean is fun if you do it like that. I do like that set. That's a really fun set. Sub, Pain Split, Life Orb, Dual Stab. This team's a bit too weak to like Bishop and Tyranitar to run that set, so that's why I'm not running it on this TED. But like the reason, like, Substitute would be the other option here, but I'm running Taunt just because this is my dedicated wall breaker. And again, there's no such thing as a switch into Life Orb Gengar. And on the other side, there's also no such thing as a switch into Specs Keldeo. Like, honestly, Starmie takes like 40% from Hydro Pump, if more. So like, I mean, or you could just burn it with Scald. Like, that's not even a thing. Like, your counters switch in on Scald and they get burned, so they're not even counters anymore at that point. Honestly, and like Lottie gets 2-hit killed by Specs Icy Wind. Yeah, no, like it's Specs Keldeo is another insanely powerful Pokemon that's very hard to work around. So both these Pokemon are really hard to play around, and you play around them wrong, you just, you know, get O-code. You just lose a Pokemon, because this thing is insane. Like Clefable takes like 50% from Scald. Like, it's insane. This Pokemon is just a monster. I love Specs Keldeo. Next Pokemon to go over is our dedicated Lottie / Starmie. This is our Lottie / Starmie / Mega Lopunny / Altaria quote-unquote counter. Mainly Lottie. The main thing is this is our Lottie switch-in. This team's kind of a spike stacking, hazard stacking, offensive playstyle where you just throw hazards up and then you win with your wall breakers right here. And I mean, it's really nice, but like it's kind of awkward. Like again, because we have two bulky hazard setters and then just offensive things. But I mean, it's a good thing. It's I've used it. It's really good. Like if you get full hazards up, like you win. Especially with Sucker Punch priority. What if you get like full hazards up, you just sweep with Sucker Punch, because there's very little that outspeeds Zoroark that takes less than like, because you take 25 from 3 spikes and then 12. There's very little that outspeeds Zoroark that takes less than like 50 or 60%. Well, I guess there are a few things, but there are a good amount of things. But like a lot of offensive things, even resists, take like at least 40% from Sucker Punch. So they have to switch in twice. It's already not, you already just sweep with Sucker Punch. T-Wave so that you beat Mega Lopunny. Also lets you T-Wave a lot of Scarf users. Magnet Rise because I actually like my ground resist is Gengar, so that's always nice. So my Excadrill check is well it's not here, unfortunately. I don't have a Mold Breaker Excadrill check. Again, this is a Hyper Offence, so it's not the biggest thing. Play Rough, so I can damage the Dragon types. I mean, it's stab. Like the only other option would be like Flash Cannon for like Diancie, but I mean, I got Scissor for Diancie, so I don't really need it. And yeah, full Spit Off again because this is what comes in on Starmie and Lottie. Unfortunately, Starmie has Natural Cure, but one of these days I'm going to come up against those like analytic Starmies, and oof, they're going to feel bad that they don't have Natural Cure, that they were running analytic. Unfortunately. Going over the next one is Tank Chomp. If you watch my last Zoroark video, you'll remember I stayed in on a Diancie and got O-code, so I had my EVs wrong, so I did fix it now. So yeah, now I do live any one hit from Mega Diancie. So yeah, that was just my fault having the EVs wrong, but this guarantees I live a hit from Diancie. It lets me take hits from Zard Y decently well. I outspeed Adamant Bishop, Adamant Breloom, and Jolly Tyranitar, which is kind of nice. I'm pretty sure most people run Jolly Bishop anyway, but like I can't really sacrifice any more defense for speed because like I do kind of need the bulk on this Pokemon in general. Because again, this is my Talonflame counter. Yeah, if I see Talonflame, I already know what button I'm clicking. It starts with X and it ends with X, and it's I'll stop beating around the bush. The button is X, so I'm clicking that forfeit button if I see that Talonflame. Well, not always, but like Talonflame actually just destroys this team, especially since I'm friggin' minus defense on the friggin' this thing. Maybe I should be minus special defense. Yeah, that'd be a better idea. Minus special defense. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Plus speed minus special defense. Who? Man, what even is that? Isn't it like naive? Yeah, okay, I'm just dumb. Yeah, okay. There we go. There, now don't we like live a Brave Bird? I don't know, hopefully. Talonflame like just destroys this team. I guess the idea is like recoil plus rough skin plus helmet is supposed to deal with them, but a lot of them run like not banded. Like choice band isn't really that common anymore, so this team is a bit afraid of that. But what can you do? And then the last Pokemon is Mega Scissor. It's a setup mon, which is definitely nice for this team. It's actually nice because a lot of physical attackers that Garchomp can't beat, Scissor beats. So Mega Scissor beats Azumarill 1-on-1. It beats Landorus. It beats Landorus 1-on-1. As funny as that sounds, like Adamant Landorus does not 2-hit KO you. Like it does like 40% with EQ. And they all run Jolly anyway if they're Scarf. So like Scarf Jolly EQ does like 30%. So like you beat that forever. So this is like one of my favorite sets to run. So just the defense EVs means you easily beat Landorus 1-on-1. Special defense EVs, this is gonna sound like I'm insane, but you do take stray HP fires, and when I say stray, I don't mean like, you just take like 20% from an HP fire here and there. Like, I'm pretty sure you live HP fire from Mega Venusaur, you live HP fire from Scarf Gothitelle, you may or may not live HP fire from Starmie, depending on what their set is, but like they don't run HP. That's not a thing. Gardevoir may or may not live. Just there's a lot of things with HP fire that you live. Special defense, like Focus Blast does like 40 from Mega Gardevoir. Focus Blast does like 30 to 40% max to this investment. So, and like a lot of special attackers like can't even do that much. Like what's a good example? Like Raikou Volt Switch does like Not very much. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of special attackers that just like you beat with this set. And it's just nice to have the extra added bulk. So you got your 3 offensive things. You got your 2 kind of bulky hazard setters, and then we've got Swords Dance Pokemon to kind of beat things that try to stall you out. Other than Quagsire, but like it's nice to set up on walls that are hard to beat. Set up on powerful bulky physical attackers like Landorus, as I said, that are immune to Earthquake. You can set up on stuff like Landorus, and then just there's a lot of special attackers that just can't really touch you otherwise, which is really nice. I'm pretty sure the other noteworthy thing is I'm pretty sure you live Flamethrower from Clefable. I think that was the other noteworthy thing. Like, you live Flamethrower from Clefable, and I'm pretty sure you can like Swords Dance. Like, as long as you're not switching into Flamethrower, you can Swords Dance as a Flamethrower, and then I'm pretty sure you OHKO with Bullet Punch. But I might have to double check that. But like, this team's not really that weak to stuff like Clefable anyway. So, well, I mean, Clefable does a number, but like Clefable has, like, I have ways to deal with Clef. But anyway, this is a team. It's a really, really fun team. I really like using this team. Knockoff might be better than Bug Bite, but I'm actually a big fan of Bug Bite on Mega Scizor. But anyway, this is the thing. I'll go over just a few battles that I had with this team, just to kind of give just kind of show it off. You know, it's a really fun team. I'd recommend using it. And again, these are all replays. So if you're not a fan of replays, then unfortunately that's what we're rocking here. All right, so first battle. It's worth mentioning that I make 2 really big misplays this game. And that might be because I had exams, like midterm exams worth like 30% of my mark over the past like 2 days or so. So this was one of my first games back, so I'm a bit rusty. So you know, yeah, you'll see what I mean. But like, I haven't played Pokemon for like a full week because I've just been studying, and even the week before I just been doing like a little bit just for fun. Like my grass terrain video was it's pretty much all just pre battles that pretty much already happened. So yeah, I'm a bit rusty, but the game still is pretty interesting, I suppose. But I'll just start the battle. So we got the Drill lead against Klefki, because, you know, Drill beats my team. He's got Mold Breaker, as you can see, because he's got no Sand Starter, obviously. So hit him up with that Magnet Rise, as, you know, he goes for that EQ. Switches out here, gives me suspicion that he's Scarf, which is quite nice, as I am able to switch into Garchomp, predicting the Magnezone. Now, he's Balloon, so I'm expecting he might want to just like stay in, because a lot of people who have Balloon expect that like they beat ground types just because they have the Balloon, but he's not a bad player, so he doesn't do that, which is nice. I am going to make the obvious switch into Klefki, but I am going to make the double as he goes to Magnezone right out, because, you know, I don't want to get trapped, back right into my Scizor. But the fun thing is, this isn't actually Scizor, it's Zoroark. Again, this is why Zoroark's so nice, because it lets you catch like things. It lets you catch things like Magnezone, because like of course he's gonna stay in on a Scizor. He thought I just made a bad switch, so that's really nice. I'm able to locate, and I'm able to follow up with a knockoff as he switches into his Scizor. Now, based on the knockoff damage, he obviously dies from Sucker Punch, so I'm gonna Sucker Punch and, you know, not take that Bullet Punch damage, which is really nice. So Scarf Drill comes in, no reason not to just Sucker Punch, so that's exactly what I do, get a huge amount of damage here, and I'm like, okay, so he's obviously Scarf, we've established that by now. Let me go into my Gengar and be immune to that Earthquake, but I'm actually like really shit at this game, so I forgot that Mold Breaker was like an actual ability, so you know, right? But anyway, so he's gonna go into Magnezone again, and I'm gonna make that. Man, I'm about to make that same switch, man. You think I'm playing? I'm making that same switch. So he goes into the Earthquake switching, which is Gardevoir. No, like obviously he was predicting the Dragon move, but anyway, this is my second misplay. I wanted to be nice because like I thought he was gonna predict that Klefki, so I'm like, man, watch me stay in, but that didn't work. So I'm able to go into Scizor here, and, you know, I just Bug Bite here. Which hindsight was probably also a bad play, because he could have brought Magnezone right back in. But again, I'm pretty sure I live HP Fire because he has no item. He has Balloon, so I live HP Fire from Magnezone, which is always nice. So I'm just gonna play rough here because Magnezone's so low that I'd like to get him in range of like a +2 Bullet Punch, so that Scizor guaranteed wins. But I don't even need to do that because Klefki outspeeds, so I'm able to get all 3 hits off on it. So that low kick damage basically was really, really nice. He's going to bring in Keldeo here, which is, I'm able to just get a T-Wave off on that. I mean, there's no real reason for me to click T-Wave. Maybe I'm just one of those bad players who clicks T-Wave and assumes it beats everything, but I mean, I outspeed with the play rough, so yeah, I guess it was a better play. Like T-Wave's nice because you outspeed, everything that's faster. But I mean, I'm able to 2-hit KO with the play rough, which I actually wasn't expecting. Like, that's actually, look at that. That's actually power right there. Very, very nice. He's going for Iron Head, but like, there's no reason for me to not Magnet Rise, because if he goes for Iron Head, I win with Scissor. So he did go for Iron Head, so this means I set up with Scissor and I win, which is, exactly what happens, because, I mean, like, it's a he didn't really have much of a choice there anyway, to be honest, at that point. But yeah, anyway, Scissor's able to clean up. All these battles come really close. Like, these battles are all like down to like, it's always like 1 or 2-0. But like, the thing with Hyper Offense is like, you just sack stuff off until you look at your team, you look at their team, you're like, okay, what beats his team, and then like you use everything on your team to get their stuff in range of just losing to your win condition. But anyways, that's the battle. It was pretty fun. Again, quite a few misplays, but I think I made quite a few nice double switches there, nice pretty nice plays in the background there that kind of made up for it. Right, and we got the next battle here. Now it looks like this team is really low ladder, but I think I should probably mention right now that these were all like in like the 1300 range, or pretty close to the 1300 range for the majority of the battles. So I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Maybe this guy is just really good to use Jolteon this high. But like anyway, like he's got a Jolteon, and it looks like it's like a really low ladder team. But like it's just worth mentioning before I start that it is a all these battles are around the 1300 range. So they're not. It's not like I'm just grabbing low ladder games and saying, "Hey, look at me, guys, I'm good." But anyway, we're gonna start. So I lead off with the Garchomp because that's what you do in Hyper Offense. You lead off with Garchomp. So I'm able to just get rocks up first turn as he leads with Infernape. I don't know. I guess I'm not really sure what he was expecting, but he does lead with Infernape, and I'm able to Dragon Tail him out into Jolteon. I'm gonna switch into Scissor because I mean I'm pretty sure I take an HP Ice, but Garchomp is really nice to beat like Infernape and stuff. So he's gonna bring in the Landorus right here on my Scissor, but that's always nice. I'm able to get the Mega Evolution off, which is, I mean, it's definitely nice. It means I can switch in on a lot more things. As you can see, the Earthquake really doesn't do very much. So I could have like set up there again, but I did kind of want to predict the like Melodic, or I wanted to predict him to switch out because like he could see that I beat this 1-on-1, but he's not about that life, so he's just gonna stay in, keep spamming Earthquake. I mean, I have no reason not to just keep clicking Roost, because I've got to switch in for Infernape, which is I've got a Garchomp in the back. The thing with this team is it's really, really slow for like by OU standards. Like my speed control is T-Wave Klefki. So the problem with this team is it's really slow by OU standards. But what can you do? Anyway, I'm gonna double on the Landers coming into my Keldeo because Keldeo beats his team. Like Melodic isn't a switch into Secret Sword, and Mew isn't a switch into Scald, but he opts to go into Mew, so I'm pretty sure Mew would have gotten like 2-hit killed if I did go for Scald there, but like I'm pretty sure Melodic was like his switch of choice, but he's just going to defog away the hazards. He does have a Pinsir, so that's what you would do. I'm just gonna hit him up with that T-Wave. It means I'm not gonna get Will-O-Wisped. I also predicted that first turn para, as you can see right there. So that's the reason I went for the T-Wave. He does have Taunt, so he is that godly Mew set. I don't say that sarcastically. This is actually like the best Mew set, the Taunt set. Taunt Willow, a lot. Mew's really good, but anyway, I get paralyzed there as I go for the play rough, which doesn't matter because it would have done like a crisp like 10%, but I guess he thought I was going for something else, so switches out into Pinsir as like a hurry up and give me that. He's going for game right now. This man's jived. He's going for that swords dance. He's like, whoo, give me this win right now. So you know, my counter is getting 50% off with a rough skin Rocky Helmet, but you know, the point is that's in Sucker Punch range, so very nice. I guess he doesn't expect it to be Zoroark, or I mean I out prioritize him either way, so you know, always nice. I'm able to take it out right there. He brings in 8 and just goes for the Flare Blitz again. I'm wondering if that's Scarfed or because like that's not enough to be banded. It's not. I don't really see an item, but anyway, I'm going to double here into my Zoroark again. This looks like Klefki, but I double into Zoroark because you know I'm expecting him to go into that Mew or the Melodic, and both of them don't like taking knockoff, but so yeah, that's exactly what I go for. So very nice. Zoroark did all it needed to do with the. It did all its illusion needed to do. So I don't really need to preserve the illusion. I can just sack sack Klefki here, which is always nice, and just finish off Infernape with the bullet punch. Goes into Melodic here, and I set up on this as long as it doesn't burn me. And even if it burns me, I get to +6. So, you know, fortunately he doesn't burn me, so this game doesn't go longer than it has to be. So I just Bug Bite and be able to finish off with that Bullet Punch because Scissor is a monster. Anyway, so Melodic goes down. Make a bit of an awkward play here. Scissor wins the game here. But I'm like, hey, I already won. I don't need to care. I Sword Stance not because I expect to tank 2 Earthquakes. Just because I'm like, hey, you know, I'm just going to get damage on the Landorus and then win with, like, Gengar. So actually probably a bad play because Jolteon outspeeds everything on my team. And, you know, so that's a bit of a shade. Yeah, Jolteon outspeeds everything on my team. So this could have been really bad if, like, if I didn't have, if, like, because, like Jolteon kills Keldeo, it's going to kill, Zoroark right here, you know. So this could have been an issue, but fortunately, Gengar is bulky enough to live a Volt Switch. Might have died to T-Bolt if, you know, he went for it, but fortunately, everything works out in the end, am I right? This was Scarf Gengar, wouldn't even be a problem. Anyway, so that was the battle. Could have played it better with Scissor at the end right there, but ultimately didn't end up mattering, so that's always nice. Alright, the next battle we got right here, this guy's rocking dual kind of flying dragons. Team looks actually really fun. Anyway, I lead off with Klefki as he leads off the Rotom. Turns out he's Thunder Wave, not Will-O-Wisp. I didn't really want to risk him being dual status, so you know. But anyway, he's got Thunder Wave, so in the back of my head, I'm like, ooh, that's a bit of a relief. So I'm able to just start stacking hazards because his only defogger is like immense, so might as well start stacking them hazards. He's also got T-Wave Klefki, so this guy is obviously a bit too powerful for me right here. Goes into Mence right here. The best switch into Klefki, I might add. But I mean it's Fizz Def. Or I don't know, maybe it's I'm pretty sure it's Fizz Def because it took like literally 20%, but it could be just Spit F, and Klefki is not that powerful, but you know, he's going to go out into Landorus here, as he doesn't want to take too much play rough damage, but I'm pretty sure I lose one-on-one to like Mence if that does that little, but I switch out into Keldeo here, and he goes into Clefable, and Clefable is not a switch into Spec Scald. Neither is Hydreigon, but you know, so anyway, I'm gonna switch. He makes the play and goes for Fire Blast. But we're living, boys, because you know, Klefki's got that balk. That's where Max Spit F comes in handy. But I'm gonna double here because he shouldn't Fire Blast. I'm pretty sure he's locked into that. And even if he's, I don't know, stayed in, I would have lived it. But unfortunately, I don't expect. Klefki isn't what I'm expecting to come in, but we've already seen he's T-Wave, so that means he's not Flamethrower. Right. So, you know, he's going to switch out here as I bring in the Scizor, and it lets me Mega Evolve, which is nice. Now I switch out here right after Swords Dancing because I still want to scout for that Will-O-Wisp because, you know, I mean, Will-O-Wisp, like, it's scary, man. Like, I don't want to get my I don't want to burn the win condition, you know what I mean? But anyway, I dodge that first Hydro Pump very skillfully, and then I get that crit Dragon Tail the following turn, which is always nice. I'm able to just get some good damage off on the Rotom. Rotom is no longer a counter to Keldeo at this point from that damage. He gets rocks up here, you know, to be expected as I go into Clef. In before rocks, so I take Stone Edge at this point based on the well, I mean, I could have taken it after rocks with leftovers, but you know. Anyway, so I'm able to. I went for play rough here. I guess the peril didn't really matter because it wouldn't have really have done that much to Landorus, but you know, either way, it's all good. I get that second spike up. You know, it's gonna help me out quite a bit. And yeah, as we can see, he doesn't have a switch into Keldeo because after rocks, yeah, that's the Keldeo counter, boys. Rotom. So yeah, Rotom goes down to the Hydro Pumps. Yeah, Keldeo is just such a monster to play around. This thing is insane. Goes into Medicham here. I mean, I can just go into Garchomp here. There's not really a reason not for me to go into Garchomp. Gonna get that damage off. Like, what do I even need Garchomp for? At this point, it's got rocks up. It's all good, right? It dies to, like, everything on his team. But I'm gonna make that play go right back into Keldeo. Gotta show him who's in charge. Am I right? Gets that freeze. I mean, thank God Scald exists because yeah, I'm able to dethaw. If you didn't know, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows, so I don't know why I'm even saying this, but Scald dethaws you if you're frozen. So I mean that's nice. Like of all things to freeze, that was definitely a thing to freeze. Can't let Keldeo get T-Wave when it literally wins the game. So I'm not gonna do that. So Garchomp comes in on the T-Wave, and then I can just go into Gengar. In case he's like some like random set that lives Sludge Wave, I went for Taunt here because, you know, in my opinion, it was my best play. Like Mence would have died anyway, so it's not as if I made a bad play. Anyway, so yeah, Mence goes down, and he's able to bring the Landorus in the turn after, which isn't really a problem. I do still have the Garchomp at the back just to get damage off if he does have the knockoff. He's got Stone Edge though, so that's not really a huge issue. I guess he goes for Stone Edge again, predicting the Gengar to come back in. Because it could have been our just scouting for a knockoff, but it's not what I do. I'm just Dragon Tail him out. Minimal damage, so it doesn't really matter. I guess Stone Edge really was his best play. Either way, go into Zoroark here and go for that low kick. Again, best play. Clefable, Walls, a portion of my team, but like I set up on it with Scizor, so you know, it's not really a huge issue. I just knock off his Life Orb. That was cool. So he's Calm Mind. What was it? Calm Mind. Yeah, it was just a standard Calm Mind T-Wave set. So it's this disgusting set. So if he wants to just keep Calm Minding, I guess I'll just win the game. You know. So yeah, I just go into Scizor here, and I can just Bullet Punch for the 2-hit KO in case like he's hacking and has Flamethrower as a 5th move. But anyway, that's fine. Like I said, Bullet Punch 2-hit KOs. Landorus comes in. I'm pretty sure. Like again, like I said, like I beat this 1-on-1, but I'm pretty sure I just went for damage anyway. I said in the chat right here, a real man goes for Stone Edge on my switch to Gengar, but he had to show me he was in charge as he goes through that U-turn. And I'm pretty sure this turn right here, because we were talking in the chat, he's like, because I crit here and kill him with Bullet Punch. But I'm pretty sure this turn he's like, no, I went for Stealth Rocks. I had to, you know, had to get rocks up on that last turn, so it would have been just a bit more entertaining if he did get if he did go for Stealth Rocks there. But fun battle either way. Didn't do a whole heck of a lot of like predictions and stuff. I think I got Keldeo in once quite nicely. But yeah, it just goes to show like how powerful a lot of these Pokemon are and how few checks there are to a lot of these Pokemon. Alright, so the next battle, we got the Manectric lead as I lead with the Gengar, so I get the lead matchup right. Sludge Wave, like, a high roll like Oko's this thing, so I thought he wouldn't want to really stay in, but hindsight, I guess he doesn't really have the best switch. But get damage off on the Manectric, which is always nice, as he brings in the Landorus here, which is always okay as well. This was his only Stealth Rocker, so I'm like, oh, this is Rock's Lando, right? But I guess he's Scarfed, so yeah, that's kind of nice that he U-turned, right? So I just Shadow Ball, and I don't really want to Sludge Wave, or like I don't really want to attack here because he can just go right back into Landorus, and have me die from like Life Orb. But I am able to get into Scizor here, and that means I'm able to get the Mega Evolution off again, which is nice because it means I can switch into a lot more things. I can switch into things like Lottie. I can switch into, well, Landorus a bit better. So he does pull into Manectric here. So this guy is, yeah, like that was a bit of a ballsy play because I could have just died. But he is going to overheat as I can go into Garchomp. HP Ice is going to do like what, like 25% at -2. So I'm able to just set up these Stealth Rocks right here as the Manaphy comes in. I go into Gengar here, expecting like a Tail Glow. So he subs here. His best play is to sub again because I died a Life Orb, so I taunted in case he like subbed again or tail glowed or something, but he sees that coming, or he didn't think of that as a play or forgot his Life Orb, so he just attacked, which is I guess okay. I lose my Gengar unfortunately, but what can you do anyway? He's got a lot of bulky things and a few fast things and things with priority. So he Scalds, and he's going to switch out now anyway, so I'm going to predict the Lottie to come in and go into my Klefki. This is actually Klefki. Crits me with HP Fire, which is unfortunate actually, and he does live the play rough, so I'm wondering if I should like change my EVs so I like Oko, Lottie or something, or well, not Oko, but like I deal like a lot of damage, a more significant amount of damage to Lottie, hopefully. So he Healing Wishes Manectric, and that's bad. But what can you do? I don't want to go straight into Chomp. I think that would be a bad play. But I mean, I don't even really need Klefki for anything. Like it'd be nice for Conk, get a hit off on it, but the only way he's killing me is if he goes for Overheat. And if he goes for Overheat, that's a free switch into Garchomp. But I actually don't go into Garchomp. I go into Zoroark disguised as Garchomp, so he's not going to Volt Switch, and I'm able to just knock off again. And a lot of times, people are usually confused with like how illusion works. So a lot of times they see like Garchomps go for knockoff, and it's like, I didn't know Garchomp got knockoff. So as you'll see here, he does go for the HP Ice, and yeah, again, we're living that. So very nice. I'm able to Sucker Punch a second time and take it out. So quite nice. He goes into Conk here. My best play was to Sucker Punch, but I wanted to stun on him, so I go into Garchomp here, and yeah, that was a bit of a bad play, but like, I mean, not that it really matters. Like, I guess it would have been nice to keep for Scizor, but anyway, what can you do? I get that prediction wrong. We doubled down here, which is always nice. Garchomp did its job. It killed physical attackers. I don't want to like set up or anything here, so I don't Sucker Punch. I go for Flamethrower. Depending on I mean, full health Keldeo pretty much beats every set here anyway, so just gonna Scald. He lives on like 1 HP, gets burned. Burn didn't matter because I did have Scizor in the back, as we know, and yeah, Scizor wins. Like you can see right here, it doesn't matter because he kills me with Scarf Landorus. Then I come in with Scizor and proceed to win the game because I set up on this thing forever. This is always nice. Like, look, that does nothing. I mean, it doesn't do nothing, but that does not enough for me to care. So this thing's gonna die to 2 bullet punches. It's scarfed. It's not bulky, so don't want to play around with crits. I'm just gonna bullet punch twice and wrap up the game in my favor right there.